So, what if the path to making money isn't just one single straight road? What if it's more like a huge landscape with 1,000 different trails you could take? Today, we're diving into a totally different way of thinking, one that looks way beyond the typical 9 to 5 and shows you the incredible opportunities that are hiding in plain sight.
You know that feeling, right? You're putting in all the hours, you're doing everything you're supposed to, but it just feels like you're stuck on a treadmill, running and running, but not actually going anywhere. It's super easy to start thinking, is this whole thing rigged? Or maybe success just isn't for me.
But here's the big idea. What if the problem isn't how hard you work, but how you're thinking about work in the first place? This is about a massive mental shift. It's not about just finding a better job, it's about getting a whole new lens to see the world of opportunity that's already around you.
Okay, so where do we even start? Well, it all kicks off with building a brand new money mindset. This is all about retraining your brain to stop saying I can't and start asking what if in pretty much every situation you find yourself in.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? The second you truly believed that there are endless ways to earn, the world literally looks different. The game completely changes, and it's not some secret formula. It's like putting on a new pair of glasses.
So how does this whole mindset thing actually work in the real world? Well, let's start with something we all know, the job market. The big shift here is from just asking for a job to actively proving your value. The goal? To become so valuable that employers aren't just hiring you, they're actually competing to get you on their team.
And notice what's on this list. It's not about having a fancy degree or a perfect resume. It's all about character. Things like consistent hard work, real passion that you just can't fake, honesty that builds trust, and having the humility to learn from every single job, even the ones you don't really like. That's what makes you someone they can't afford to lose.
Take a guy like Ryan. He was on that very traditional path. Studying economics, probably heading for a banking job. But then one visit to an art exhibition just flipped a switch for him. He followed that new passion, and that genuine, authentic interest, it became the very thing that fueled his success. When you actually love what you do, being great at it just kind of follows.
But what if you don't want to work for someone else? Let's switch gears and look at how you can build something from scratch. And we're going to do that with the story of Jill and her amazing pastry shop. Now, you gotta understand, her success wasn't some random lottery win. Oh no, it was planned, it was engineered, it was the direct result of a really smart, practical, and, most importantly, a repeatable strategy.
And here's her playbook. It's brilliant. First, she started incredibly small. Her goal was just to sell 10 pastries a day. That's it. Second, she didn't just sit around waiting for customers to find her. She went out and found them. And third, she built real human connections. She made every single person who walked through her door feel important.
And that was her secret sauce, right there. Even as her business got bigger and bigger, she didn't disappear into some back office. She stayed right on the front lines because she understood that real leadership is about connection, not just telling people what to do. That's how you build something people truly care about.
Okay, so building a business is one way to go. But what if you feel like you have literally nothing to start with? That brings us to our next idea, resourcefulness. It's the art of turning everyday stuff, spare rooms, old junk, forgotten items, into actual income.
So let's talk about Aubrey's story. She was in a really tough spot. No job, zero savings, and the bills were piling up. But instead of panicking, she did something brilliant. She just looked around her house and took stock of what she did have.
And you won't believe it. She saw income streams where most of us would just see clutter. She rented out her spare rooms, she partnered with a junk shop to sell scrap metal, she sold a stack of her grandfather's old newspapers, and even fixed up and sold some furniture someone had thrown away. She proved that opportunity isn't something you find, it's something you see.
Aubrey's story is just the perfect example of this old saying, isn't it? Her entire comeback was built on her ability to see value where everyone else just saw junk.
And hey, remember Ryan, the student who fell for art? Well, he also started from home, using the simplest materials you can imagine, things like grass, paper, even melted sugar, to create these really unique decorative pieces. He didn't wait around for a big investment, he just used what was right there.
But the thing that really put him on the map, his real breakthrough moment, it didn't come from some complex business plan. It came from just watching and listening. He noticed something about his customers and came up with one simple but totally powerful idea.
His game-changing move was unbelievably small. In fact, it all came down to just this one thing.
See, he noticed that his customers often brought their kids into his shop, so he made just one batch of homemade chocolate caramels just for them. Of course, the kids loved them, the parents were totally thrilled, and suddenly, boom, he had a whole new product line. The secret was so simple. He just listened. He paid attention to a need that no one was talking about, and he filled it.
All right, let's bring this all home. It really doesn't matter if you're starting out with a college degree, a detailed business plan, or just, the random stuff in your garage. What really matters is your ability to see an opportunity and then have the courage to actually do something about it.
So if you remember anything from this, let it be these key principles. Train your brain to see opportunities all around you, just like Aubrey did. Start small and just keep at it consistently, like Jill and her pastries. Listen really closely to what people actually need, like Ryan and his caramels. And through all of it, never, ever stop learning and improving your skills.
The principles themselves are simple, but the potential is absolutely limitless. You've got the framework now. The path to creating your own financial future is wide open. So the only question left to ask is, what's your next step?